Michael, thank you for talking to me. And I'm really excited to bring all this information to our viewers, customers, and prospects. With Vertek, tell me about your SOC.
Yeah, we've got a 24/7 US-based SOC with analysts across the time zones, and we take care of people all day long.
Nice. So anything that happens, any threat actor that comes in the customer's environment, you're actually monitoring it, detecting it, and alerting.
And taking action.
Taking action.
Yep.
That's a big differentiator.
It is, yep.
There's a lot of customers out there with pretty good cybersecurity posture, but the critical factor that is missing is taking action.
Yes, a big pitch of our platform is our SOAR integration, which is just to say we connect to all your various bits and pieces so that we can take action on your behalf. And taking action faster means less damage done.
Fantastic. Do you only work with Microsoft, or are there other platforms you also work with?
We work with Microsoft heavily, but we do support other platforms as well. We understand that not everyone's going to be a Microsoft customer, and maybe you've got a really long contract with another vendor. We are still going to support you.
What does that look like? Let's say somebody has SentinelOne, CrowdStrike, etc., but they like the idea of having a security operations center looking at their environment and managing it proactively. They want to engage with Vertek. How would that work out?
Yeah, so there's a few ways to do it, but at the end of the day, what we want to do is make sure we're connected to all of your tools. So maybe you've got SentinelOne for EDR and you're using Microsoft for your identity, think Active Directory. And so we'll connect to both of those tools and bring all of your logs and your alarms into our platform and work them all from there. So it's a pretty product agnostic approach, but again, we are very supportive of Microsoft. And when we would write up a roadmap for a customer, we would probably be guiding them towards that path, assuming it makes sense. But
nice.
That's the general direction.
And I understand you have a secret weapon in your toolbox, which is called Halcyon ransomware protection?
Yes, and this is another one that we really like to get our customers into. It's a pretty affordable option for what it offers. It's an anti-ransomware platform, so it sits alongside your native endpoint protection solution.
So this is a separate product that sits on the top of existing EDR.
It is in addition to. It is hyper-focused on ransomware as opposed to Defender or SentinelOne, these other products. They've got to cover 1,000 things. Mm-hmm. Halcyon, laser-focused.
And from that perspective, that's really a best effort approach, right, towards ransomware. But Halcyon is strictly ransomware focused, and in case there is a breach within the environment, Halcyon can take actions that can nullify that threat?
Halcyon can, and we at Vertek are enhancing the ability to respond as well. So Halcyon's going to stop the execution of ransomware. But what I always bring up is ransomware may not be the first thing that an attacker's doing. They might have compromised an account first. Mm-hmm. There could be other things installed in that system that have made it compromised. Maybe they've got remote control over it. So that's where the SOAR integrations to things like Defender or SentinelOne or CrowdStrike allow us to quarantine the workstation, to reset the user's password. This is where the integration part, this is the Vertek sauce, comes in.
Ah, great. So you can actually do detective work. Let's say it's a brand new environment. Customer is really interested in Vertek. You can actually go in, do a little bit of a snooping around to see if there are sleeper agents, bad actors in that environment also. Yeah,
the first thing we'll really recommend customers is to do a security posture assessment, and we want to make sure people are up to snuff before we start taking in all of their logs. What I mean by that is just say, do you have all of your gates closed and your locks locked?
Right.
It doesn't, why bother if you don't? That's really the first thing we need to do, is to make sure you're protecting yourself as best you can. And then we want to investigate everything that we see. And that's the tuning conversation. And that's a long conversation itself.
Sure.
But that's stage 2.
Okay. And then once you come in, you close all the gates and doors and lock them, and then you protect them. And you have sentry at every checkpoint, at every entry, guarding the castle.
Yep, and that's an ongoing life cycle. There's always going to be new threats and new solutions.
Speaking of which, let me just jump right onto it. AI. So right now, the threat vectors are using AI, right? Mm-hmm. Do you have AI capability within your SOC? If so, can you talk about it a little bit?
We do, and it's expanding. We're really excited about some of the new solutions that are in development currently. Some of the existing solutions we have, we've said we're heavily a Microsoft supporter. Microsoft is using it up and down in their stack for detection to find any user behavior that's abnormal. You got to define a baseline and then work from what doesn't look normal any longer. So that's a huge source of high quality alarms.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of great new autonomous analysis that's coming down the pipeline, and a number of platforms, ours included, which is going to allow us to basically cook when we receive an alert, cook it through, figure out what's going on, and respond to it in record time, because we're going to know where to look.
So can I state that your AI-driven cybersecurity platform?
Absolutely.
Michael, thank you. One last question for you. As you know that we are a managed service provider, we have our own perimeter security services that we provide, which are also SOC backed and AI based. Would you say that between our perimeter security and your cybersecurity, customers are pretty well protected?
Yeah, very complementary, and you really aren't protected if you don't have both.
Thank you very much, Michael, for coming in.
Thank you.